Enjoy yourselves. Keep eating and drinking. This is an awesome place. And we'll get started. It's probably right around 5 minutes.
All right, hello everyone. We're going to be starting in under a minute, Buffalo Plus, so we'll be getting going real soon.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Buffalo Plus Live. Got a great crowd here. We are here at RiverWorks White Claw setting up tonight. An amazing event. We have our White Claws. What are you going with?
Peach.
Peach?
Peach.
I have black cherry. We
Yep.
want to thank you
Got
all
black
for
cherry
being
on deck.
here. We want to thank everyone for being here at RiverWorks, as well as the people watching on our YouTube channel. He's Mike Catalana. That is Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to
Like, comment, and subscribe. There we
All
go.
right. Tonight we're going to have a whole bunch of fun. Going to be talking Bills, coming off that loss, where they're at now, the response from the team, a little Keon update, injury updates as well, and of course we'll have credit to me with a prop as well involved. So we want to thank everyone for being out here. What do you make it tonight?
This is fantastic. This is an awesome group. We are so happy to be in Buffalo. We love RiverWorks. It's our first
Very
opportunity
cool.
to be here. Give yourselves a round of applause. This is an awesome group to be in front of.
Blown away. We've been talking to people for the last 2 hours. Just really cool to get to see people. We always joke around like we feel like we're just talking, obviously, into a camera, whether it's at the studio or at the games, but to actually get to meet people, shake some hands, yeah, I got you. It was just really kind of cool. And again, it's people taking off of work and people bringing their moms and all that stuff. Like it means a lot to us, and so happy to be here. Shout out White Claw. Shout out RiverWorks.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. We want to thank everyone once again, and let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit of Bills, because
Okay.
that's what people wanted to hear from. All right. We were at practice. We were in Orchard
We
Park
were in the
today.
building.
In the
We were
building.
in the building today. Dan, where do you think the vibe of this team is at right now?
I think Josh, and you had mentioned it post game, and when we get kind of recap, that this was the loss to the Patriots was that wake up call, and Josh kind of said that, and he even mentioned, I talked to Josh Allen today, the fact of it was one of those things where he goes, you kind of they got by with what they were doing the first 4 weeks, and I feel like at times when we felt like we were nitpicking, and we were like, oh, Bills fans are spoiled now. They're upset that they're not winning by 2 touchdowns, things like that. But I think it was a wake-up call that what they were doing wasn't good enough long-term. This is a team that where they are in the process of this McDermott, Josh Allen era, that you're not judging them just on what they're doing in September. It's how does this translate to January to winning a Super Bowl? Because that's the goal, and I'm not going to go Super Bowl or bust, but just where they are, knowing that how they were playing the first few games wasn't good enough.
When your team's won 5 straight division titles like they have, it does put you in that spot, right, where they are the dominant team. Now, wasn't great to lose to the Patriots because they could have put the Patriots in the back seat really early, and New England played tough against them. But I think we all believe that the Bills will get their act together. I think they're going to win the division. I think that's the case for this year, which would be what they want. But to Dan's point, they are judged by what happens. And I think the thing that was a little concerning was the way they lost that game to the Patriots. Because we talked about it after the game. It had the feel, not a playoff game feel, but the way the game played out was the way we've seen this Bills team lose.
Yeah.
Have the ball late, not be able to score, not be able to stop the other team's run game, giving up the late field goal and losing the game. We don't think if they don't address some of the things that are wrong now, they're going to be the thing that knocks them out of the playoffs sometime in January.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we always talk about on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel, which, again, please be sure to comment, subscribe, share. And if you want, come out to RiverWorks again, because we're going to have another amazing White Claw event. But I will say, I think for this team, it's one of those things that you look at down the line, you're like, this could bite them in the butt. But I will say we were in Orchard Park today, and I felt like when we were at practice so many times, it's jokes, it's games, it's fun, the vibes are great, which you love that. But today, in Orchard Park, it felt like that tune of like, hey guys, we got to refocus. Josh Allen called it a wake-up call, that loss to the Patriots. He was saying today, we've been able to get by other teams not playing our A game, but now we have to readjust and reset because we're going to get the best of every other team.
Yeah.
Did you talk to Josh Allen too?
I did talk to
Wow,
Josh Allen,
you
too.
guys are impressive.
Imagine that.
I also talked to Sean McDermott, and he was mid-season Sean today.
Oh yeah.
And you can't fake adversity, and I think
oh, that's a good one.
Phillies, or your Philly, the Eagles.
Right. Okay.
I got there.
Yes.
They kind of said the same thing. They were the last 2 unbeaten teams, and Saquon Barkley said, like, this is real adversity. For the first time, the Bills faced adversity this season, and it's how do you respond? And look, they're getting an extra day. They were asked, Sean was asked about it, Josh was asked about, like, having the extra day. Is that good to reset? And Sean kind of joked, there are times when you just want to go out there and play the next day to kind of get that bad taste out of your mouth like a baseball team would. But I do think that how you bounce back from adversity is going to be a real test. And this is a team that under Sean McDermott's leadership has been able to respond. And that when things have been not up to their standard and not their process, they change that. The one thing that I find interesting, I don't know about you guys, but Josh said that you try not to focus on the results, you focus on the process. I don't know if the process to start out the year has been good enough. And when do you change or tweak a little bit of that process?
Are you not trusting the process?
I'm trusting the process. It's just, hey, you played a great 8 minutes against Baltimore. You got by with what you did against the Dolphins, Jets, and Saints. When you have this time, do you reflect and look at the process and say, we have to change X, Y, and Z so that the results are what we want?
This offense is good, and it can be very good, and it has Josh Allen. At times, it's going to need to be great.
Yeah.
You're going to be, maybe it's just in moments, right? We know they score 30 points a game, but at times they're going to need to be great. That's what you want to see. You want to see a very good offense have those where when they need it, they make the play.
Yeah.
We didn't see that against the Patriots. I mean, they didn't, and they had the ball late. Again, that's what I'm stressing. Defensively, I think we'll take good.
Oh, you would run for good right now.
Yeah, and I think they can be better, but they're going to need some dudes too. They're going to need some help. They're going to need some help at the deadline. They're going to need to get back some injured players.
Yeah.
It's not been good enough. We can talk scheme all we want, but even the players in the scheme need to play better. So that's the part. Elevate their level of play. Mm-hmm. Defense from not so good to good. Offense from good and in moments be great.
And we've seen this team be able to do that, especially Josh Allen be able to do that. Now I want to get to our White Claw grab of the game because I feel like this is a perfect point to mention Dalton Kincaid. Because Dalton Kincaid, what we saw last week against the Patriots, I know it's in a loss, but I feel like for so long, Bills fans have been hoping Kincaid can turn into the guy. And I'm not saying he's there yet, but you're seeing the tea leaves of success for him.
Yeah, he's been good this year. He has been what you expected for when you trade up to draft a player in the first round. That's what you're looking for. Now it's doing it time and time and time again. So, yeah, it was a good game. Unfortunately, it wasn't a loss, but it was a career game. His first time he goes over 100 yards. And Josh said, like, he was winning his one-on-ones. More guys need to start winning their one-on-ones because it can't just be James Cook, Josh Allen, and a tight end. There needs to be more that help out Josh Allen around him.
So Dalton Kincaid getting our White Claw grab of the game. Grab life by the claw. We got ours right here. We got black cherry, peach, and you got peach?
Yes, peach right here.
Do you think this success for Kincaid is sustainable?
Well, here's the way I look at it is they threw the ball to Kincaid 6 times in the game. He caught 6, went over 100 yards. Keep feeding him. He was having that game.
Yeah.
That's what you need. And maybe it's Kincaid one game. Maybe it's Keon Coleman another. I can tell you who it should be most of the time. It should be James Cook getting the ball more than he did last week.
Yeah.
I'm saying is when you look, what did they tell us about Kincaid? That he was going to be a mismatch, right? Well, at least in that game, he was the guy getting over.
First time in his
when
career.
Josh Allen says he was the guy winning his one-on-ones. I think when Josh is saying that, that's as close as you'll get to Josh letting everybody know, I need my guys to win their one-on-ones.
Yeah.
And Kincaid was doing it, so feed him the ball. And maybe they found something in that game because he's been good and at times, pretty good. But if he's having one of those games, I'm not saying you're going to go over 100 every week, but I think he can be more impactful. He just needs some of the other guys to do it more regularly, too.
I just think, though, if you're Bills fans, you're like, finally, this is what we've – Dalton Kincaid has been sold as this mismatch for so long. And to see him have a game like that where he really did take over, where he had tough contested catches, where he made big plays in big moments for this team. He got over 100 yards. That's what you want to see. What are you possibly going to say?
What do you look? He's going to say something. He's sweating.
Wait, everyone in the audience.
All right, here we go.
Dan,
this is where we say Dan is wrong.
No. Permission to be slightly cynical.
You?
Yeah, you don't need permission. You do it all the time.
So, all of this stuff about Dalton Kincaid, and he's emerged as this great blocker and all these things that they're finding ways to unlock him. He's still playing 49% of the snaps. Dawson Knox is still getting more playing time than Dalton Kincaid. They're finding ways to get him on the field, but it's not as a main role. He's right now he's like Khalil Shakir's backup, because what we always said was that Keon in a perfect world would be in the slot, but you can't because Shakir and Kincaid take up the slot.
Yeah.
They're actually, when they're going that heavy personnel, Dawson Knox has been a better blocker, and then obviously you have Spencer Hawes. So, like, Jackson Hawes. Spencer Hawes is the basketball player. First time I've done that. But, so there's still more to unlock with Kincaid. I feel like the Bills are finding the time and place to use him, but he's not tight end one. Like, he's not this top 5 tight end that I still think that I would like to see when you trade up to draft a tight end in the first round.
Dan gets upset why people get mad at him, but then he says stuff like that.
Well, here's the point.
He loves being the heel.
Here's the point, though.
It's just facts.
So they drafted Kincaid high, and they told us that that's what he was going to be, and that's fine. This is what he is now. And what I'm saying to you is when he shows what he did in that game, and let's be honest, he's shown parts of that in a few games.
Yeah.
He's made some really nice catches. He's scored more touchdowns.
Yes.
So when you start to see that and unlock it, Dan's right. Oh, God, I said it. Dan's right.
That's right. Yeah.
I heard a lot of boos.
People are so much nicer to my face than what they are in the comment section.
I should say Dan is correct. It just doesn't have the same feel as Dan is right.
Spell it. No.
I don't think he's going to be a 65% snap guy for this offense. But he can be impactful at that level of snaps.
Mike is right.
Yes. I don't get applause for Mike is right. There we go.
I understand you would want him on the field more, the snap counts, all that stuff. But if he's making plays in the moments he's on the field, I'm okay with it because he's struggled to make plays in the past.
Here's my take.
Oh, gosh.
I view Dalton Kincaid more in the scope of a wide receiver than I do as a tight end.
Okay.
He is not
That's what Bean said when he drafted him.
You don't.
Jenna is right.
You don't draft.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Cheers
you
to
just
that.
don't draft that type of a wide receiver at the end of a first
Okay,
round.
but that's past. He's on the
yeah.
team. He's playing.
But unfortunately, that's the scope. We can talk about Josh Palmer. I was talking to people, and they're like, he's been fine. He's been fine, but you're paying him more money
You're paying
to be
him
fine.
a lot of money.
It was not a good signing.
If they took Kincaid in the 3rd round to do this, I'd have a totally different perspective.
I hear you.
You had just again. I know we're getting way off topic here, but you just extended Dawson Knox, and then you traded up to draft another tight end.
Right.
I hear you.
Facts.
Yes.
So that's where it's confusing.
And Jackson Hawes has been a very impactful player. They've used him a
You're
ton.
a little cranky.
I haven't.
He hasn't. He's angry, folks.
I know. Have another sip.
I'm eating White Claws. Liquid diet.
That's it.
Grab life by the claw. All right. Well, let's talk more about the offense because it came to be found out after Sunday's game that Keon was not out for the first series. That was a decision made by the Bills to give him a message, disciplinary things. And today, you got to talk to Keon just about everything and where he's at.
Sometimes with Keon, especially when he was a rookie, he'd get asked about how you doing with the offense or what is the NFL game like. And I think he took a little of the I got this mindset. And I get that. When you're young, you want to say, I got it.
You don't want to see them.
You don't want to show anything where you're not ready.
Yeah.
Now, he's come back this year, and I think on the field, at least I think in his answers to us a lot of times, I think he's been a little more open about the way he wants to play, what he needs to do, and all that's fine. But twice now the team has had to discipline him. Last year it was for late for a meeting. I think that's what it was this time.
Yeah.
But I will say this. We talked to him today. And listen, when we're in the building and the players are walking off the field, we ask them, there's a few reporters, hey, do you got a second? They don't have to talk to us.
Yeah.
Like, they are obligated to talk to the media, but they can say, I'll catch you tomorrow, like whatever. I was impressed today with Keon, and I know it's just words, but he came up and said, yep. And he got asked about 8 or 9 straight questions about McDermott putting him on the bench to start.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the past, and he's a young guy, it's been more of a, I got it. And he admitted it. He's like, he didn't say he was embarrassed. He was like, I have to be better than that. I have to recognize that's not the standard I want. And he said he's good with Sean McDermott. Well, he better be, because it'll happen again.
Yeah.
But I think those are things that are concerning a little bit. I hope it was a little wake-up call for him, because then he went out in the game right away and fumbled the football. Yep. And I think he was probably a little distracted. He even said the fumble wasn't as much of a punch-out. It was like he started to make the play before he had the ball. I think he was a little distracted. Made some bigger plays after that, had the great touchdown. But they need him to be good. They can't afford for him, like Bean says, he's young. I don't want to hear about young. I say this to you guys all the time. Josh Allen doesn't care how old you are when he's throwing you the ball. Be ready.
Yeah.
And he wasn't ready last week. Yes.
Yeah.
So they need more out of him. But I did like the way he responded today.
I'm glad he took accountability, because that is one of the things that needs. You are a young player. You have high expectations on you. You need to own the fact that this happened, and how do you move on from here? And Dan, we heard so much in the offseason about Keon's a different player.
That's what makes it worse, in my opinion. No?
Well, go ahead.
I hear you. I'm curious your side.
We heard all off season. Deion Dawkins went on a 5-minute soliloquy. I won't spell it.
I was about to say.
Wow, that would have been tough.
But he
He'd
went
have
on
struggled
about
with that
how,
one.
how it's night
Not
and day, stormy weather and sunshine, about how Keon had grown up and that he's dependable and they can trust him to be in the right place when he needs to be. We didn't get halfway through a season. And again, I always think back to this. Not in the building, I'll say this, but it was the same thing when he got suspended for the first half or the first quarter against Jacksonville last year. I don't think that you get instantly benched for a quarter for the first time you show up late to a meeting. The first time you show up late to a meeting, it's, hey, come on, we got to be at meetings on time. The second time is, hey, come on, like we talked about this. If it happens again, then there's repercussions. So it is concerning to me when we heard all about it's night and day different. Keon's going to be dependable. We know where he is. We know where he's going to be, and he can be in the right place. And we've made it 4 weeks before the same thing happened again.
You're right.
Yeah,
that is
that's
true.
fair.
He has to be better. And I also don't think it's just team rules. I think they're looking at him and maybe some of how he practices, where he is in the playbook, all those things that need to be better. And my point is, this is the guy they drafted. This is who Brandon Beane gave you as the wide receiver to join Shakir as the top wide receivers on the team.
Yeah.
He's got to be better. I hope this impacted him that way, because Josh Allen needs it to be that way.
No, he does. All right, we want to remind everyone who's here, if you want to make sure you get your tickets in for the raffle, and also there's a thing on your tables, there are QR codes, scan that. It's tickets to the last game at the stadium that we're going to be raffling off, so we want to make sure everyone here has an opportunity to get some really cool White Claw stuff and also put in for the tickets to the last game at the stadium. But let's talk defense now. Let's turn the page a little bit.
Let's finish on the
that's
let's
fair.
stay on offense, because I just want to finish up about where Joe Brady, I think, stubbed his toe against New England, because we talked to a couple of people here tonight, and the first thing they said was James Cook only got 15 touches against New England. That's not enough. And the first 4 weeks it was, hey, is James Cook being used too much? Or is he, can this be sustainable? How do you kind of rest him? And then I feel like they completely let their foot off the gas and the offense struggled. James Cook, we have said time and time again here on the YouTube channel that he is their biggest playmaker that doesn't wear number 17.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Fact.
that game was never so far out of reach that you could abandon the run. If you're down 21 points, I get it. That wasn't that game against New England. And the strength of this Bills offense are the 5 guys that are in front of Josh Allen and the 1 guy that's behind him. Those are the strengths of this offense.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Joe Brady got too cute. Sean said that. I think maybe we got a little too cute with a jet sweep to Dawson Knox.
Yeah, that's why I want to ask. Raise your hand if you think it's a great play call to hand the ball off to Dawson Knox on a sweep. Is anybody going to raise their
There are
hand?
no hands.
No.
Yeah, spoiler alert, no one's hands.
So that's the part. And then, they try to flea flicker, like some of that stuff in there. I think when you're playing the New England Patriots, you show them who's boss. You do what got you there.
Yeah.
You run James Cook. Then you hit him with the Josh Allen
Sorry,
plays.
that was way louder than I was expecting, but I hate that it was the Patriots.
Yeah, it was.
I hate that it was the Patriots because they have owned the Bills so many years, and then to have Buffalo be the big brother in this situation, and then to have the little brother come in with a young quarterback and have Diggs on the other side to play the way they did, it bothers me.
Yeah, and I just think Joe Brady let New England off the hook. I don't think their defense is as good as what the Bills made them look.
Yeah.
Well, what did Sean McDermott say? We played the game the Patriots wanted us to play.
Yeah.
Now, look, there were self-inflicted wounds, obviously, but I think Joe Brady, and what I've loved and appreciated about him, was that he learned so much about his failures when he was with the Saints. He's this hotshot coordinator that comes from LSU, and it was bad when he was with the OC of the Saints. And I feel like that experience changed him and made him a better quarterbacks coach and made him the right guy to replace Ken Dorsey. And Joe Brady has always been so good at, if a play works, they'll run the same play 4 or 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
And I thought he didn't give that a chance against New England. And so I expect they talk about going back and looking at the process, right? I think they're going to look at the process and say, give the ball to James Cook.
Yeah.
And give it to
I
the
like
big
that
guys
process.
in front. Even when the Bills have been down by double digits over the last year and a half, they've always complimented Joe Brady for sticking with the run. They're down at halftime, and Brady goes, what do you guys want? And the all line's like, trust us. Let us get the energy back. Let us swing the momentum. James Cook is that type of back, and I just think Joe Brady got away from that against New England. I expect him to get back to that against the Falcons.
In Atlanta, the University of Georgia Bulldog is going to want to show up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think they're
James
going to get
Cook's
him the
gonna wanna go
ball.
off.
So I think that, yes, I definitely think that is going to be a big part of the game plan this week.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the defense. Now we
I really wanted to do that. Shout out White Claw.
As soon as we talked about the defense, you needed another White Claw. Okay.
I needed a beverage.
There's the open.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, let's talk defense, though. I know a lot of fans have been upset with just what they've seen from this defense, whether it be Trey White or just the pass rush not being enough. Let's start with, where do you think they are at? We're now entering week 6. They've had some nice moments. Terrell Bernard's interception. They've had some tough moments. Where do you assess where this defensive unit is at?
They're not good enough. They're not doing what they want to do because they don't have the guys to do it. They wanted to play more man defense. Trey White, everybody loves Trey, but that's not Trey's game. That's why they drafted Max Hairston. Then he gets hurt at the beginning of training camp.
Yeah.
So they don't have the guys to run it. They brought in Joey Bosa. I don't know if you know this, but they have Greg Rousseau.
They do.
Mike Sky, Greg Rousseau.
And they're not getting enough of a pass rush.
Raise your hand if you love Greg Rousseau and think he's
See?
You?
Oh,
See? There we go. I got my
there-
Rousseauians.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let me
Dang.
ask you, what do you love about him?
He's tall.
He's a nice man.
He is a good
Very
dude.
nice.
yeah.
No,
Very
I
nice
think
guy.
Greg Rousseau.
He's young.
He's young.
He's young.
He plays the run very well. I would like to see him get to the quarterback. I got to tell you, when he got that sack in the first quarter, I was so excited. Dan's like, Mike's going to be insufferable.
I didn't think of it as the Greg Rousseau game. I thought of it as the Mike Catalana game.
I
was
tweeted
like,
out
he's
right away, player of the game, Greg Rousseau. I'm like, we're going.
He's on pace for 16 sacks.
Mike also is like, I'm not an on-pace guy, but he's on pace.
He's on pace. Now, this being said, I'm talking about different levels of that defense. So you have not enough play. They've also had Ed Oliver be out. doesn't help. I like Deion Walker. He's a young player. He has shown a lot. Sure. Daquan's had his moments, but Walker has done well.
TJ Sanders.
You go to the linebacker position, and sometimes sometimes people are critical of Terrell Bernard. I mean, everybody loves Matt Milano. He's hurt a lot. Yeah, he's not on the field a lot. Yeah. Dorian Williams, talented guy, maybe not in the right spot all the time, and he's hurt. And so, thankfully, Shaq Thompson's been running into everybody because he will run you down. But I think it's been hard on Bernard. And then, they've had issues in the secondary, making sure Bishop is up to speed. And I think it's, again, I question the quality of player on defense right now. And Brandon Beane said in the offseason, we're going to build this defense. And unfortunately, you've got injuries to two of the corners that they drafted.
And suspensions.
And you got suspensions to two of the D linemen they brought in. Yep. TJ Sanders has been ineffective and injured together. They drafted Dwayne Carter last year. He's hurt and not playing. So all these guys who are supposed to come in and help is why you still have Trey White, Matt Milano, and Jordan Phillips still on the roster.
Yeah.
Because they've needed those guys. So that's the part that concerns me the most.
And here's the thing.
How was the rest of the life?
This is Lincoln. There we go. Yeah.
This defense doesn't need to be elite. When you have Josh Allen and an offense that I expect to score 30 points a game, you don't need to be a top 5 defense. Yeah. But what you need the defense to be is complementary. And I'm not just saying that in the Sean McDermott coach term, but what the defense is letting the offense down is this field position. Because the Bills have been starting at a massive disadvantage offensively when they've gotten the ball. So even if they are getting a punt, they're still allowing 2 to 3 first downs and then getting the stop, which you can say is great. But then Josh is starting from the 10 when everybody else is starting from the 30. It's just more work you're asking for the offense. 3 and outs are crucial. It doesn't matter where they are in the game.
Yeah.
It's a 3 and out, and the second drive is a big stop to give the ball back to Josh early in the first quarter. So the D-line hasn't been good enough. That's probably the biggest red flag that Brandon Beane hasn't been able to address in his tenure in Buffalo. This season, they're 19th in quarterback pressure. They're 12th in quarterback pressure win rate. It's just not good enough to have an impact. So when you can look at the New England game, which I thought they were a lot better against the run.
Yeah.
I thought if that was the silver lining, I actually liked the way that the defense bowed up against a pretty physical.
Especially in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, with all those turnovers, it was a 6-3 game.
It was a 6-3 game, and I thought, okay, the offense is going to get it going. But you need more out of Greg Rousseau. You paid Joey Bosa a lot of money. You just need some more out of those guys to help Josh Allen. They don't need to win games. They just need to set the table a little bit for Josh and the offense.
Yeah, I do think being in Orchard Park today at practice, we got to see a lot of the D-line. Ed Oliver out there. Now, he posted on Instagram talking about
I've learned to speak fluent Instagram. Anybody else? We've had to. Well, Diggs got us started, let's be honest. He'd have some cryptic posts. And I'm trying to figure it out. And then I realized a lot of other people were trying to figure him out, too. But I think Ed is basically saying it was belt to ass, wasn't it? Okay, that's what he said. So I think that means Ed thinks he's going to be playing this week, which would be good to see.
What could he add? Because I feel like he made that huge play in week 1, obviously led to the Bills getting the ball back. What do you think he can add to this group if he were to play on Sunday? Again, it's early in the week, but it's looking like he's trending towards playing.
He's the best player on the defensive line.
Yeah, I found it. Somebody go get my belt. I'm finna do some effing around.
Oh, okay.
So I think
that's the exact term.
That would lead me to believe that Ed's back.
Yeah.
Which would be massive, especially, and we'll get to the Falcons in a little bit, but would be massive against that run defense. But Ed Oliver is their best player on defense?
Christian Benford, maybe.
I think
performance-wise, I know it's
not
one
this
game,
year,
but Ed Oliver wrecked that game. Ed Oliver is Josh for his 251 passing yards in the fourth quarter, and Ed Oliver's play in the fourth quarter stole that game.
It was kind of funny. They thought he might win Defensive Player of the Week, and I was like, Has a guy ever won Defensive Player of the Week when the defense gave up 40 points?
That would have been wild.
But he played really, really well in
Yeah.
that, and they've missed him. There's no question they've missed him out there.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think he would drastically change the defense. He would change the rotations. He is – I know we want to hope, and that's fine, that Michael Hoyt will be some type of – not savior, that's not the right word, but game changer on the defense. Yeah. I don't know if that's the case, or Larry Ogunjobi, or whenever Maxwell Harrison comes back.
That's a lot to ask of guys who've never played for the Bills and been in this defense in a game.
But Ed Oliver, I think, is a game changer.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that would be the biggest difference maker for this defense. And I really think you can push him this week with the bye week following. I know there's the thought of, well, rest him and he gets 2 more weeks to rest. I think this Atlanta game has a lot of oomph to kind of get the bad taste out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Another primetime spot, going on the road for only the second time this season. I put a lot of emphasis on how they bounce back. Ed Oliver would be a massive piece to it.
That would be huge. Also because the Falcons, they're 2-2 on the season.
Yeah.
They've had some big moments of success.
Yeah.
But they have a ton of weapons, and it starts with Bijan.
So we talked to a reporter in Atlanta. So you guys know Bijan Robinson.
Yes.
At least that's the way most of us said. But she said it is pronounced
Bijan.
Bijan.
But that just sounds too weird, so we're going to say Bijan.
Okay, we'll say Bijan. Whatever you call him, they got to tackle him. Start with that. And it's funny, when I was talking to Shaq Thompson today about tackling, and I said, how disappointing is it when you miss tackles? If you saw the game, they missed tackles. Yeah. And he's like, and I was talking about what's your position, where are you supposed to be? And he says, my job's not done until the guy's on the ground. So he's saying, yes, I got to be in this spot. I'm filling this gap. I got to be on the edge, whatever it is. But he goes, if I'm there, I have to make the tackle. And they did not do that. And the best way to make sure somebody makes the tackle is to have more than one guy there. Yeah. Coaches will say a population to the ball. If you're watching the Bills beginning of a game and you see the player on the other team running with the ball and there's 4 guys around him tackling, that's a great sign.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. Because these guys, as they tell us, do get paid
they
too.
Do get paid.
And this guy is
sides.
an immensely talented back. So get more than one guy there so you can contain him, and it helps with the tackling. But if I'm Atlanta, I'm going Bijan one play, Bijan the next, back to Bijan, back to Bijan. That guy's going to get the ball a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, at 100 receiving yards last game to go along with 75 rushing yards. He is going to be...
He's a monster. He's very good.
Yeah.
Dynamic.
He's got to be public enemy number 1 for Bobby Babich and that defense can't let him beat you.
Yeah.
Like he's going to get his. It's like when you play Lamar. They're like, hey, he's going to have his. Don't worry about it. Don't let him wreck the game. That's my approach because Bijan has got to be sitting there going, I could have a big game on Monday night at home against a defense that has had the tendency against the run to let up big plays.
They haven't hosted Monday Night Football since 2018.
Yeah.
It's been a while. They've been on Monday Night Football, but they haven't posted it.
That Eagles game wasn't?
That was in Philly.
It was in Philly.
It's in Philly.
Philly. All right, well, let's talk quarterback, though, for them. Michael Penix Jr., lefty.
Yeah.
Only played a couple games last season. Was drafted last year. Oh, Dan already wants
No,
to.
hey,
Were you going to interrupt me?
Yeah, I'm going to interrupt you real quick.
He's actually interrupting both of us. I didn't even get a chance to talk.
Well, because if we're going to talk about Michael Penix, we have to talk about one of the best sound bites that we've had on Buffalo Plus YouTube channel in quite some time. We had on Allison Mastriangelo of, right?
WSB.
Yeah.
WSB. It was the What Are They Saying in Atlanta. We do it every week, catching up with somebody from the city that the Bills are playing against. So we're talking to her about the players, all of these things, and then there's just a pause. And the camera cuts to Mike, and if you haven't seen it already, make sure to go watch the video.
It's a good video.
And Mike just goes, is Michael Penix good? I thought it was
Just get to the point, right?
It was. I mean, and she's like, of course. And
I don't know if it's of
I
course.
don't know if it's of course, but it was just very funny. Like, when we think about this conversation, when I'm on the sidelines in Atlanta, the whole time I'm filming the game, I'm going to be asking myself, is Michael Penix good?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He has ability. He's an older young player. Meaning
He's got an arm.
Yeah, he's
got
a
2
lefty.
of 'em.
The Bills play against the lefty, and they do well against the lefty usually in Tua, right? So that it is different when you got a left-handed quarterback. I think he's good. He doesn't throw the ball down the field very well.
He's good adjacent. He's good-ish.
He's
Well,
got
he's still
players
very
around
young
him.
in terms of his
Hey,
playing
all that's
career.
fine. He's going to get older and maybe get better. All the Bills are concerned about is Monday night in Atlanta. I would put pressure on him. I would bring my safeties up. I would dare Michael Penix to throw the ball over the head of my safeties. I don't think he does it. I don't think he can do it effectively. And I would give my linebackers and everybody a little help. Taylor Rapp loves to run into people. Doesn't matter if it's his own team or the other team. That's what he does. Have him running into Bijan and Drake London and those players. I'd like to see the guys in the secondary play a little tighter and try to take away that mid-range game, both in the run game and the pass.
Do you think this, because the Bills lost last week, do you think this can be like the bounce-back type of game, like the rebound back? Because I do. I think for this team, it's all about how you respond.
It better be.
And we talk about all the time.
But
like,
there are better bounce backs.
I was literally talking.
You paused. That
You
was
did.
my
Oh, you did.
that was my opening.
Crap.
There was a
There are
pause.
so many
Jenna,
witnesses.
you're interrupting me.
Yeah, there was a pause. There was definitely
Do
a
you
pause
see
there.
them? Okay.
I think there are better spots that you would. I'm just going to keep going.
He just barrels
Yeah.
through.
I think there are better spots that you would rather have a bounce back opponent against than a dominant running back, a really good wide receiver in Drake London, a team coming off a bye having to go on the road. None of those are a recipe for a bounce back spot, but I think it is kind of one of those. Don't worry about the opponent. If the Bills take care of their things, it doesn't matter.
We've seen the Bills play football where they take care of the football. We've seen them play well. We've seen Josh Allen be electric. We have seen all those things. And I think sometimes it's about when you're playing the next game, it's like, all right, this has worked for us before. Last week it didn't work. Last week you got embarrassed at home in front of a young quarterback when you were wearing those jerseys. I think for this team, it's like, okay, we got to figure this out because while we are the Bills, we have to. Josh Allen said it at practice literally today. Every week, you have to go out and earn it. And I agree. This is a tough opponent. Coming into this game before the season started, I was like, that's going to be a really challenging game in Atlanta. But after the loss last week, I feel so much more confident in the Bills because of what happened last week.
It's Josh Allen against the Atlanta Falcons. They should win the game. This is, yes, you can call it a bounce back. Bouncing back to me is just winning. I think they are the better team. Atlanta's okay. They're not great. They have a few very talented players. Bills are the better team coming off a bad game. Atlanta had the bye, and now they are playing on Monday night, so they're going to be very excited. Maybe you got to take that bit a little bit in the beginning. The crowd's going to be fired up. I also think there's going to be a lot of Bills fans in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those games. They get a lot of visiting fans there. Just take care of business on a Monday night. I think that's the bounce back. I don't think it's as much about, to your point, I think you're right. It's not about the opponent. It's about you're better, go win the game.
Josh Allen talked today about.
I think it's funny how.
Yeah,
sorry, am I doing
tried.
this right?
You tried so hard. You set me up. I wasn't going to fall for it. I knew I was going to power through that. Josh
That's
talked
so
today
rude.
that it was a bucket list as a kid to get to visit all 32 NFL stadiums.
Yeah.
The Mercedes-Benz Dome will be 31 of stadiums that he has played in. The only other stadium he has not played in, coincidentally, is Levi Stadium in San Francisco, where the Super Bowl
will be
is
played.
this year. So
Yeah.
that's kind of an interesting tidbit where he said it will be cool. Josh also acknowledged that they played 4 out of their first 5 games at home.
Nailed it.
And was asked about, is it good to get on the road? Is it good to get away? And Josh kind of laughed and said, we love playing, obviously, in front of our fans, but there's also a level of embracing that when you get to go on the road, your job is to silence the crowd.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's fun to do that. It's also challenging to get to go into those hostile environments. My stat for you is that Josh Allen is 24-8 in his career as a starter following a loss. He's one of 3 quarterbacks with a winning record of at least 700 following a loss since entering the NFL in 2018. He doesn't – there are bounce-back guys. Josh Allen is one of them. The only one with a better winning percentage after a loss some guy named Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But besides that, Josh is one of the best in the business at coming back from a loss.
Because I think it is all about how you respond, and I have a lot of trust in this team.
Yep.
While I understand there's the questions about talent and some of those things, I always know in the confidence of Josh being a leader on this team.
I agree.
And how that does trickle down. And Sean McDermott and the approach that they have after a loss, and especially with the bye week after that, back-to-back losses into the bye week, that just would not sit well.
Because I feel like we've been nitpicking here for a little bit. But understanding, like, I do think the Bills should win. I do like the way that they will respond from this adversity because you're right. You have the better coach. You have the better quarterback. You should win the game.
Also, I think, Josh has picked his spots to put the cape on.
Yeah.
Could be a
he
cape
might,
game.
He might wear the
be a
cape a
game.
little early.
Yeah.
I think the cape comes on. I think there's going to be some Josh. Yeah. I think the cape comes on. By the way, you were saying about 32 stadiums for Josh. I was thinking to myself, I think I'm at like 48 NFL stadiums. Because I've got.
You are a dinosaur.
He's a T-Rex.
Wow. They are so mean. I'm thinking of all the places. I was at all 4 Super Bowls. 3 of those stadiums, including the one in Atlanta, don't exist anymore. So I've been to both in Atlanta, both in Tampa. It might even be more than that. Hell, they played one at the Rose Bowl. They don't even play NFL games there. And Minneapolis, where there's a second
2 in Minnesota.
stadium.
Yeah.
2 in New York.
God,
2 in Philly.
2 in Philly. 2 in Dallas. It's more than that.
2 in Miami.
2 in Miami.
2 in New England.
2 in New England. 2 in Pittsburgh. 2 in Cincinnati. Oh, my God.
They had
I might
leather
get
helmets in
60.
some of those games.
Yeah. It is cool.
He didn't
I
hear that.
still
He
love
didn't-
going
he
in the
didn't hear it at
stadiums.
all.
Say it one more time.
I heard the leather helmets. They're very funny. I'm cracking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyhow.
It leads us into, we'll do our picks in a moment, but
Yeah.
let's do our Picasso Player of the Week. We had Picasso's today. Great
Had
pizza.
Picasso's today.
We
Shout out
love it.
Picasso's.
Shout out Picasso's. The Player of the Week to watch, Michael.
Oh, you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Yeah, you can go first.
All right.
Age before beauty.
Dan thinks he's last.
Dan does think he's last.
I'll go second.
The Bills' defense has got to play better. They
Don't
need
do
to
it.
get off to a
Don't
good
do
start.
it.
They need to pressure Michael Penix. It is a Greg Rousseau game coming up on Monday night,
the love
baby.
of God.
Number 50 gets to 2.5 sacks on the year.
That's crazy.
Well on his way to double digits. Here we go.
We're going to need to get
Patricia,
rehab.
what's he doing?
We're going to need to have like an intervention for
Oh my
Mike.
God.
God, I'm hoping so much that he does it.
Oh, who do you got?
My
Daniel?
Picasso's player of the week. How about Josh Palmer? How about somebody else has to step up on
Okay.
this offense? You paid him this money. It's no longer, the connection with Josh Allen. You've been here for an entire offseason. You paid him the money. If guys can't separate, I'm looking at Josh Palmer as one of the guys to figure out a way to get open for Josh. If Keon hasn't been the answer and Kincaid's covered, he's got to have somebody outside of Shakir to make plays. I'm waiting for somebody to do it. How about Josh Palmer this week?
Okay. I have a guy on the defense. I have Christian Benford. Had the
Okay.
contract
Good
in
one.
the offseason. I think he hasn't played to the standard that he has wanted to play at. But I do think you see the ability that he has, and I think this is an opportunity on Monday Night Football to play like more of the game that we have seen him have in the past. I think maybe an interception for him, but I just see him as being so huge to this core of the Bills. Like we talk about their new core with Terrell Bernard, Khalil Shakir, Christian Benford getting the extensions. I want to see him make the plays that we know he is capable of making.
I think it's a great choice, and I think I
Thank you.
put Benford and like Bernard in the same category. Like Benford is playing with a limited second corner in Trey.
Yeah.
He's playing with okay safety play. Like this is all around him, and he's playing with a pass rush that has not impacted quarterbacks enough.
Yeah.
And he has given up some plays. Nothing. He's given up a couple in the red zone, like the one Miami got him right there for a touchdown. But I think he's also been, I won't say a victim, but compromised somewhat by issues they have at other key positions. And I think the same thing for Terrell Bernard. I think it makes
affects
it tough.
you.
And
How
by the
could it
way,
not?
left unsaid by all of us is James Cook.
Yeah.
Because
and
it
that
should
guy
be a
Josh
James.
Allen.
Yes. Well, we just disregard Josh because he's obviously the answer to almost every
Yes.
one of these questions.
Also, Shaq Thompson. I like Shaq Thompson. Older player, veteran, but He is someone that has made some big plays, physical guy. You've seen him be able, and the tackling has been pretty good.
By the way, he's an older player. He's still younger than you guys.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate that for me and Dan.
Oh, Catalana making an old joke.
Hey, come on. I got to take.
Speaking of old, on Monday, it will be Michael's birthday.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yes.
Yes.
He loves
Yeah, I know.
He's
you
a
guys,
big birthday guy.
You guys know
talking
at a
about
certain point they become a little less, These two are in their 30s, and I joke with them that I like my 30s so much I've done it twice. So I'm
dad joke.
Yeah, it's definitely a dad joke. Now it's a granddad joke. Wait till they get to hear all of these.
Yeah.
But yes, I will be spending it with Dan Fates at the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta.
You're so lucky.
Yes.
Okay, let's do our picks for the game. So, refresher. In terms of the standings. So we all make our predictions for every game this season, and whoever has the best record at the end gets to have the other two be forced to do a punishment. So right now, I am in first place.
Wow.
These two? Thank you. Thank you, Tammy.
Tell them what your punishment is.
My punishment is to have these two eat progressively hotter wings while also reading funny, mean tweets about them.
Cruel.
She's so mean.
Oh my gosh.
See what we put up with?
But so if you have a funny, not too mean, but funny mean.
So by the way, my punishment when I win and Dan and Jenna are second and third is that they have to sing a karaoke song at a karaoke bar with other people, and I get to pick the song that they sing as a duet.
Believe me, no one wants to hear us do that.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be
Truly.
fantastic when it happens.
Jenna's like, that's not that bad. Mike's original idea was us to do 10 minutes of stand-up, which I would have rather done than sing.
That would have been
That's
awesome.
really bad.
Yeah. And your punishment?
You guys got to catch 10 passes off a jugs machine.
So today I was
trying to get
watching the
revenge.
jugs machine, and they were firing them at Dorian Williams. So I went up and asked the young guy who works on the staff, and he's doing the jugs machine. I go, what numbers does that thing go to? He goes, and it looked pretty fast. And he goes, it's 1 to 10. I go, where is it there? And he goes, a 3.
Oh,
and I
my
said,
gosh.
oh, he goes, yeah, it's a lot. And he goes, yeah, if you got to catch him, you put it at about 1, and you're going to feel it, is what he told me.
Oh, my
so,
gosh. That's terrifying.
Yeah, I better pick him right.
Yeah. All right. So, Dan, let's have your pick for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, don't love the matchup. Don't love the fact that the Falcons are coming off a bye and that they're kind of feeding off of what is a rare Monday night appearance for them. But I'm not going to bet against Josh Allen. I'm not going to bet against Sean McDermott getting his team refocused for this game. I think the Bills bounce back. I think the defense makes just enough plays, but I think the offense gets back to their identity. They score 30 points because that's what I expect them to do every single night. I have the Bills winning 30-27.
Okay. Bills win. Do you want to go?
Yeah, it's funny. I have the exact same score as Dan, which
Yeah, you
scares
do.
me
Yeah.
to no end. I have
That's
Bills
scary.
winning at 30
If
to
you
27.
nail the score, you get plus half a point.
No,
Yeah,
that's
oh yeah.
not-
We
No.
automatically
No.
win. That's the
No.
way it is.
No.
And Jenna finishes last.
No.
I also predicted it is a Matt Prater field goal in the final seconds to win the
From
game.
48?
44 yards.
Oh, my gosh.
He's kicking indoors. As we get older, we like being indoors. Prater's going to like it. He's got a couple miles on him. Kicks the game-winning field goal late.
Okay. Bills winning 30-27. I have the Bills winning 27-24. I think this is going to be a close game. I do think that Atlanta has some ability. I'm really scared about what Bijan Robinson can do in the running game, but I think for the Bills, this is a bounce-back game for them. While the Falcons, like I said, they have players with a lot of ability, I just trust the Bills more. I think they got refocused and really had to bounce back now against a Falcons team that's going to be good. So it's prime time, Josh Allen. It's all about how you respond, and I expect this team to be 5-1 heading into the bye week.
All right.
So all
of
Bills
us picking
wins.
the Bills. Bills
All
to
right.
win. All right.
You can't blame us.
No.
All right. Do we want to do credit to me?
Let's do credit to me.
Dan, you want to start? You're just looking for tweets.
By the
now.
way, we got it.
No, so super random. I had tweeted about Josh doing his bucket list and
Yeah.
saying that he played all these games. And, like, Georgia, like, the Commerce Twitter
The
account.
Commonwealth of Georgia?
Like, this Everything Georgia tweets for Georgians. Georgians?
Oh my
I don't
God!
know.
He's going down a rabbit hole here.
the
What are
stream
you
of
trying to
consciousness
say,
of
Dan?
I don't know, but like they're like now being like Josh isn't going to get a win here. It's got 1.8 million viewers.
What?
They were like,
He's getting called out by the Georgia Tourism Board.
Yeah.
Well,
So I didn't have that on my bingo card today.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the tweets now got like 200, like 250,000 views.
Does it really?
And it was just one of those tweets
Oh,
about
wow,
like
yeah.
Josh saying he wants to play
Dan
in every
loves
stadium.
his Twitter analytics.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay, credit to
Okay, yeah, wait.
there are a lot of people here, and this shirt is incredible. And JJ's over there talking to people, and maybe he's not listening.
No, he's not making eye contact on
But-
purpose.
There he is.
No.
These shirts are incredible. JJ
Yes.
made these. If you know, you know. The credit to me, and not only that, the back says, "Here's a guy," which
Look
are
at-
just the credit to me is to JJ. Like, thanks for making these T-shirts. Blown away. We got coasters made for us.
I know.
People have done so many nice things.
Yes.
I don't mean to steal everybody else's credit to me because somebody always does this, but meeting some of the people that we've met today,
Yes.
like credit to you guys. We always joke around about it, but like I really think that nobody is going to show up. So shout out to White Claw, shout out to JJ for these awesome T-shirts. Means
Yes.
a lot that people spend their time and effort in doing stuff that's nice for us. It really
Thank you.
is my like Patricia. Like it's so nice to get to
Okay,
meet
you're
you.
stealing everybody's credit to
I'm
me.
just saying it's a generic, but
Okay.
it's
Credit to
guys.
you all.
Credit to you all.
Patricia, Terry, Tammy, Sue. We got family here as well. John, Brian, everyone who came out. Jack all the way from Montana. John was from Florida. Tony, like so cool and
Yeah.
so meaningful, and just we really appreciate it.
Yeah. I credit to me, I got it. So we don't talk about exact numbers here, but I think you guys got a sense of what my number is for my age. One of our most loyal viewers is my mom.
Oh, this is good.
She
Yes.
lives in Jersey. She watches
We
the
love
Buffalo
Terry.
Plus channel.
Credit to Terry.
She notices the comments, doesn't like at all when there's mean comments about Jenna,
Or
doesn't
being high.
really care that much if they're about Dan.
Yeah.
We
she
love
doesn't like
Terry.
that. Yeah, she doesn't like when people say
Say
Jenna's
Jenna's
high.
high.
I'm not high. I'm not.
Or Terry's gonna come after you.
But my mom calls me the other day. By the way, she was out to lunch with her girlfriends having a mimosa. Okay.
We love,
Love
that
that
for
for
her. She
Terry.
is fabulous.
So
Love that for
she
Terry.
says, I know why they lost. And I go, why is that, Mom? She goes, those uniforms were ugly, and it cost them the game. So she boiled it down. And then she told me Josh is doing too many commercials. That was her second thing. She goes, he's on a commercial every break. So shout out to Terry, my mom,
out Terry.
who
We
is a
love her.
loyal viewer, and she'll see this. Maybe he's even seeing it right now.
Yeah.
It would have been great if Terry was like, you know what? They're playing too much nickel defense. They need to switch to more of a 4-3,
Yeah.
and they need to blitz Terrell Bernard more,
Yeah.
and they need to play more press coverage, and just went into like a full-on like coaching lesson.
Yeah, she's definitely more of a pressure defense. Doesn't like
Yeah.
the too deep zone.
Yeah,
So
that's totally
that's what
fair.
she'll
She
call.
knows what she's talking
That's
about.
it.
All right, we want to thank everyone for being here. Reminder, so the raffle going on, be sure to get in your tickets. And then as well, if you're here, scan that QR code on your tables.
Also, a lot of people asked us about merchandise, like we're wearing some of the shirts
Yes.
and all. Let everybody know if they have an opportunity and they want to look at anything.
Yeah, so if you guys want to check out, there's the Buffalo Plus store. It's buffaloplusstore.com. We have a bunch of merchandise on there, some nice embroidery, some new stuff coming up. What was that? Oh, I thought someone was talking to me.
This is mine.
This is yours?
Dan's ready. Here's a guy.
Not for sale yet.
Oh, okay.
Please credit for me here. Not
Okay.
for sale yet.
But check out the Buffalo,
Buffalo
Plus
Plus
store.
store.
A lot, like there's mugs, there's stickers, there's clothing, so we always appreciate it. All right, give a round of applause for everyone here. We so
Credit
Thank
to
you.
White
appreciate it.
Claw.
Credit to White Claw. This was awesome. It was
And
amazing.
We will be back here on Thursday night, December, was it 18th?
Yes.
We will be back bigger and better than ever.
Yes.
By that point, Bills will have the division clinched. We'll be talking playoffs.
We
To
love
Brian and Shirley and Adam and our sales team and everybody else that has helped set this up and makes everything look so good. Brian, thank you as always
Yes.
so much. What a big smile from Brian.
it. Yeah, we love that. All right, thank you so much for joining us. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, of course, share. For Mike Catalana and Dan Fates, I am Jenna Cottrell. Thank you again to White Claw. Thank you to RiverWorks. Thank you for all of you being here tonight. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time here on the Buffalo Plus channel. Thank you, guys.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast.